Peace, love, and light, guys. It's your God, Professor O, coming through with a dose of that good yolk. I make bread like broken glass and around like a circle. Anyway, anyhow, let's get down to this round now. Today, I want to talk about finding yourself and how important that is to initially your mental health, your physical health, and your overall success for your present and for your future. Now, I state this, and I want to make a quick little shout out because me doing now, I'll do that a little later. Let's get right into it. Finding yourself is very important. Why? Because first and foremost, when you don't know who you are, you'll look for yourself in everything outside, which is natural because you're learning what do you like, what do you dislike, what complements who you are, what complements your perspective, your point of view, what complements the things that you like and that's around you, that you want in your immediate metron, or where you may want to see in the future, etc. so forth, when you're finding out yourself, etc. so forth, right? But I say this is very important for a teenager to be able to learn this quickly and sooner as he's growing up becoming an adult, or she growing up becoming an adult. Because as for me, and this is personally, and now I want to make my quick little shout out and disclaimer for all the women that I've ever dealt with in that midst of time, from my ages from probably like to my 20s to I can say 30s, like 33-ish, whatever the case may be. I can say that. Why? Because literally me, and I didn't realize this, you'll realize this as you get older, that you're literally, as for me personally, I was trying to find myself through women. Now, what does that mean? Like, finding myself through women means like, and it's not looking like, oh, wow, I see so much of me in her, this, that, and the third. No. It's not knowing what's for me. What do I like? What do I want in a woman, and how can I be able to compliment her as she can compliment me? And what can I bring to the table? What could she bring to the table? Because you have that, that shallow outlook. Okay, I want a woman to look like this, and she got to be like that. I want her to be kind and sweet, body, etc., so forth. But even in that's surface substance right there. The true substance, when you're finding out who you are the things that's going to last for a lifetime, and it's things that will be able to be passed down to future generations or for those around you, period. Now, what is those traits? Those traits is literally like being humble, having steadfastness, genuine joy, understanding who you are as an individual and how do you think, period. And how are you able to project your thoughts and to be able to enunciate yourself and explain yourself adequately for someone to be able to understand you, from a child to an adult, from a child to a teenager to an adult. So in the midst of me learning who I am, you figure out, what type of adult you want to become. What do you want to have at a certain point? What are you by this age, etc. so forth. For me personally, I know I'm going to get that, I'm going to get there. But what I started to cherish more was quality traits. And that is when I was able to find myself. And I found myself very fast because I already was confident. I had very high self-esteem, even borderline say was conceited and cocky. But I didn't really understand what I wanted from me. I know what I wanted from others, but what did I want from me? Yeah, I say I want success now. You gotta know, what do you want from yourself, right? How are you gonna apply what do you want from yourself, and what do you need for yourself? All right, so during my sit down, I had to realize, all right, what is it that I need? I know I'm very confident. I have very high level self-esteem. I know I can draw, I can rap, I can do anything I put my mind to. All right, I understand that, but what is it that I need to help me secure these traits and these talents that God has blessed me with? First and foremost, I need discipline. All right, great. So I had to discipline myself. I exercise consistently constantly at all times. Why? Because even if I don't feel like it, I know for a fact that if I stick to it, I know I'm going to get the desired result. All right, so cool, I have to be tenacious. I naturally am tenacious, but now I have to be persistent. I naturally am persistent. But what are lacking when I have all these traits? Discipline. Me personally. Why? Because I don't care, and this is when I speak generally for all, I don't care how talented you are that God has given you. If you do not have discipline to back these talents, that is all nothing but glitz and glamour, and it's a beautiful show. But when you apply discipline to talent, that is when you see something legendary. Period. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter when it's rain, sleet, or snow. If you're sticking to it, you're going to see it glow when it's time to glow. Period. That's how this works. That's how that goes. And that's something that I wanted for myself, but I didn't understand what I lacked. And then when I figured out what I lacked, then I started to figure out what I needed more. Now I needed discipline, all right? I applied discipline. Now I got discipline. Now I started getting more discipline. I want patience. Why? Because I feel like, oh, it has to happen on my time, this, that, and the third. I can only control everything that I have in arm's reach. Anything beyond that, I have to go forward to. And if it's in my power and my ability to do it, I will do it. But if I cannot do it, it's all up to God at that point. And then that's when my faith started to be built more and more and more, understanding, all right, if this is for me, it's going to be for me. Simple as that. But if it's not for me, then I have nothing to deal with it. I'm not going to even think about it. I'm not going to worry about it. If it's not in my ability, it's not in my arm's reach, or it's my ability to be able to go and access it, I'm done. I don't have time or the mental real estate to be investing myself into something that I know for a fact in my firm ability that I have currently right now, or if I can gain it. How much time will it take for me to gain a new ability to be able to achieve what I need? And is this necessary thing that I need right now, quote unquote, will it be able to be beneficial for my present when I receive it and my future thereon? How can that happen? It's got to make sense. Simple as that. Again, that came from discipline. That came from me now getting patience. Now understanding what is for me and what isn't for me. All right, great. So now I got patience. Now I got discipline. All right, these are traits now. They're solidifying my talents that God has blessed me with. Now I got direction now. And then that was another point. Why I got direction? Because I started to become more disciplined. I started to stick to a script that I created. I got more patience, understanding, okay, it will come. Simple as that. I may not be able to do it now, but I can do it later. And then when I was able to do it later, that's when I know, all right, time will tell, and time it will come. Time is moving in one way. And then that was another thing after I gained my patience. Time management. All right, great. It's 24 hours inside of a day. How am I able to obtain everything that I need within that day? All right, great. I'm getting up 9 o'clock in the morning. All right, now I got to shave that couple of down. I got to get up earlier. Because again, as I get up earlier, now I'm able to utilize my time more sufficiently. All right, great. Time managing. Because it's either you're behind time, you're with time, or you're ahead of time. And me personally speaking, I like to be ahead of time. Why? Because now I can understand at this point in time, this is what's going to happen because I'm already there waiting for it. If I'm moving with time, that's still cutting it too close. Why? Because at the same time, I'm moving with it, and time is tentative. Anything can happen in that point of view. So again, expect the best. Me preparing for the worst is me being ahead of time. Point blank, period. Time, discipline, persistence, patience. These are traits. Again, persistence was natural. So excuse me, it was time, patience, time management, patience, and discipline. After I acquired these traits, now I'm understanding, now I'm finding myself who I am. Okay, I know what I'm good at. I know what I like. I know, and again, I started to realize these things because you can't give anybody time, you can't give anybody patience, you can't give anybody a disciplined perspective if you're not doing it to yourself. You are your first project, period. And this is why you see other parents out there that are, and I say this gently, but they're broken from a point of view because they're still raising themselves. This hence the reason why I was always very patient with my child. Why? Because this dude is young. Why would I even, when I was talking, whatever, I digress. Like, you learn. So once I received these traits and I acquired them and I refined them, and then now I was able to control them to the point where now I'm able to get fruits from them. Now I'm finding out who I am. All right, great. Now I have these traits. Am I able to pour this into somebody else that I will want around me? a significant other. Okay, now I'm realizing, now I'm looking at all the women that I've dealt with. All right, I wasn't patient in that situation. I should have practiced patience. Maybe that would have ended up differently. All right, I didn't have time management. So now at this time, I wasn't ahead of where I needed to be able to take care of this at this point. All right, cool. I wasn't disciplined enough, because again, if I'm going to be a role model for me and for anyone that's influenced by me, or for anyone that's interested in me, I got to be able to apply it to a T. And I wasn't doing that. But again, I realized that during my sit down section and so forth, and I'm growing towards that. And I want to keep growing. I want to keep growing. I want to keep glowing. I want this to continue to go on, because I found traits that benefited me to a high extent. That's it. Point blank, period. Right? So now I say all that to say, when you're finding out yourself, then you'll be able to understand, and you won't settle for anything less than what you're able to do for yourself. Simple as that. Period. Or at least they have the drive. And that's about it, man. And that was like a little background. Usually I like to give points, saying when you find yourself, you gotta do this, that, and third. But I wanted to kind of get a little bit more personal with this, because this was something that meant a lot for me when I was finding out exactly who I am, the abilities that God has blessed me with, and how am I able to direct it. Because again, it's very cool and smooth to look, wow, he's this, that, and third. But if you have no discipline in this, right? Or maybe you do have this cool vibe, but if you're not humble, if you don't have these traits, you won't last. You won't last, man. And I realized that, like, it's the certain traits, it's the simple traits and the words that we use every day that have longevity, and that you continue to practice, and you'll be able to grow from these traits. And when you're growing from these traits, you become so legendary. And that's all God wants me to be, because I'm sexy. Can you dig it? Yeah, I think you can. Again, this message is for the adept out there, for the pro fish and the e fish and the selfish, and the one that's always doing it and never losing it, that's growing and glowing. I know at times the master's the expert that's doing it, cooling it all the time. And for the haters out there that love watching your boy, make sure you look at my good side, because I'm sexy. Yeah, can you dig it? Appreciate you guys. Peace, love, and light. Catch you guys in the next day.